So what Manohar question is, can sexual energy be transformed into spiritual energy? Sex education has been included in the higher education, like high school syllabus now, and teachers are telling students that safe sex prevents sexual transmitted diseases. But they never tell us there is an option for transformation of sexual energy into a spiritual energy. Did our beloved Swamiji say anything about this?
Okay. Swamiji never discussed sex or sexual energy or any aspect related to sex publicly. Okay? He never did that. His relationship with devotees and disciples was always that of a parent and children. Okay? So it's like a family, and then within the family, even today, all our traditions follow a guideline that we don't discuss sex, right? Within the family, we don't. Openly, we don't. Okay? Now, that is the principle that Swamiji also followed. He never discussed anything that is related to sex in a public meeting or a public discussion or in the presence of devotees, right? And to my knowledge, so long as I was there with Swamiji, whether he was discussing with devotees or otherwise, he never discussed that. And in a context where that topic came up, okay, he would try to choose words which are dignified, okay, which are qualified and not mean. And that's what we do also, right? When we are in a forum, a public forum or a forum of like this, for devotees, we don't use words like that. We try to be careful, right? So Swamiji used to follow that same thing. So because of this, he never used any terms related to sex, nor did he discuss any aspects related to sex in a public forum. Okay? Neither with devotees, even in private. Okay? And then please try to understand that unlike some of the Swamis, who keep the other sex away. See, what I mean is, there are a lot of brahmachari Swamis who don't allow women to come near or the ladies to come near them or to serve them or do anything there in the ashram. They're not even allowed in the ashrams. It is only men ashram, right? Exclusively for men, kind of. But our ashram was not like that. Our Swamiji was not like that. He allowed all men and women to come and serve him equally. Even in his rooms, there were ladies who came, who served him like his children, like his daughters, right? Or like his sisters. So we lived like a family. Just to tell you, but then if you go into our itihasas, what I mean is like Ramayana, Mahabharata, or even Devi Puranam or something like that, right? We cannot totally avoid the subject of sex. Somewhere or the other that will come up. So even when that comes up, Swamiji used to talk about it in a very polished way. So I thought I'll just narrate one story that Swamiji said. It's also, besides proving my point or conveying my point, I also thought it will be interesting for you people to listen to that little story. Okay? So this is a story of how the creation came to happen. The beginning of creation, in Swamiji's words. Okay, so henceforth whatever I am talking are words of Swamiji himself. Okay? It began with the sound of Omkar. So creation started with Omkar, followed by light. Then Gayatri Devi manifested. Okay? So as per Swamiji, Gayatri Devi is the first being created in the cosmos. There was nothing else then. Okay? Not even earth, not even sun, nothing else. There was Omkar, from which came the light, from which came Gayatri Devi. And see how the story goes. Okay? It's like a little children's story that we tell children. Gayatri Devi was very powerful. She had a lot of power, and she also had a third eye. Okay, which she could destroy anybody or anything. So she gave birth to Brahma first. She created Brahma basically. It's not, I should not be saying gave birth. She created Brahma. I don't mean the Parabrahma, okay? Don't go by that. I mean out of Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Brahma. So Brahma was created first by Gayatri Devi, and Gayatri Devi asked him to marry her. That's the term that Swamiji used. Okay? And the reason why should Brahma marry Gayatri Devi? So as to procreate, so as to start the creation. That was Gayatri Devi's idea. But Brahma said, no, you are my mother, I cannot marry you. See the terminology, how Swamiji uses it. You are my mother, so I cannot marry you. So Swamiji tells us, she immediately destroyed Brahma, saying, if you are not going to procreate along with me, there is no purpose, there is no other purpose for you. You rather don't exist. Okay? That's all. So he is finished. Then it seems she created Vishnu, Mahavishnu. And the same question, the same answer, the same fate. Mahavishnu also is destroyed. Then she created Lord Shiva, it seems. It seems in the sense, Swamiji is telling me the story and I am telling you the same story, okay? And Swamiji said, you see, Shiva was very clever. And he knew what happened to his elder brothers. He knew what happened to Brahma and Vishnu. So he knew that if he gave the same... So what happened was, Shiva understood that if he gave the same reply, then the same thing is going to happen to him. He wanted to avoid that. So what he said was, see, you are very powerful. I don't have as much power as you have. Okay, then take the power. She has given him all the powers. You have a third eye. I don't have a third eye. So what Shiva is trying to convey to Gayatri is, only equals can marry each other. I am not equal to you. You have just created me. You have not given me any power. So please give me power. He got the power. I don't have a third eye. You have a third eye. So I am not equal to you. So make me equal to you. So he gets a third eye with the same kind of destructive power. Then the third thing that Shiva asked is, please recreate my elder brothers Brahma and Vishnu. She had to agree because she wanted her wish to be fulfilled. So Brahma and Vishnu got recreated again. So at this time, Swamiji tells us, it is his story, okay? Don't ask me questions about this. It is a story that Swamiji told me. Then it seems Shiva opened his third eye and destroyed Gayatri Devi. Okay? Now, these three people then, Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, they created the rest of the universe. So that is why we call them the primeval gods. Okay, the first gods that were created in the universe. Then they created the rest of it. Okay? Now what happened to Gayatri Devi? She was born as Sati Devi to Daksha Prajapati, who was one of the sons of Brahma. Okay, I think there are 10 Prajapatis. I am not sure about this, 10 or 8, I am not sure. I think it is 10. And out of that, Daksha was one of them who had also created a part of the universe, a few beings or something like that. So Sati Devi was born to him as a daughter. And she wanted to marry Shiva again. So she got married to Shiva. Okay? Now, again, we know the story about how Sati was insulted by her own father for having married Shiva. And so she destroyed herself and she was again born as Parvati to Himavanta. Okay? So again, I am telling you the interesting story and this is how Swamiji's stories used to be. Okay? Now this can raise a number of questions, I know, but I won't be able to answer any of them. Okay? But the reason for telling you the story is, he used the word marry me. not anything related to sex. Any term that is connected or related to sex, he would not use it. Okay? Now, again, coming back to the subject of, how can we deal with sex? I mean, the bad kind of sex, okay? I mean, if we have to get rid of it, how do we get rid of it? So, to answer that question, okay, I mean, basically that is the question from Manohar, okay? I mean, instead of getting involved in all the bad things, can we transform that energy into something else and put it to good use? Okay. Now, transformation is something that Swamiji did not talk about, but listen to this example. Okay. There was a devotee of Swamiji, a very senior devotee, whom he loved very much, Postmasterji. I don't remember his name, but he was the postmaster in the Rajpur area of Dehradun. I mean, the ashram at Dehradun was in the village of Rajpur. Okay. So he was an aged person by that time. I mean, he retired, I think, even when Swamiji was in Dehradun in 86 or 87, he retired from the postmastership. The left side is Swamiji's left hand. That is Postmasterji. Yeah, that's right. So I'm talking about this disciple who was called Postmaster because he was a postmaster in the local post office. I came to know, I mean, this story again was narrated by Swamiji himself in a very funny way. Okay, so this devotee, this aged man, had developed a relationship, a very illicit relationship with a young lady of that area. And that lady also used to come to the ashram. So probably others were also aware of their relationship. So it seems one day that Postmasterji came to Swamiji, fell at his feet and confessed about his illicit relationship with that lady. I mean, the lady was much younger to him. I have also seen that lady. And so he confessed to Swamiji, saying that, Swamiji, I am unfortunately in this relationship, okay, but I would like to get rid of it now. I don't want this to continue anymore. So Swamiji told him, if that is really your wish, if you really desire that this relationship, this illicit relationship should not continue, you have Swamiji's blessings. That's all Swamiji said. And then Postmasterji himself used to tell us, okay, he came out of Swamiji's room and then he was roaming around in the ashram. Suddenly it seems this lady came, fell at his feet and said, Pitaji, Pitaji, Kshama kijiye mujhe. In Hindi that means, Father, Father, please forgive me. And what was she asking the forgiveness for? For the wrong relationship that she had with him until then. Okay, so this guy was totally shocked. I mean, yesterday the relationship was very different between us. It was a very bad relationship. It was an illicit relationship. And today this lady falls at my feet and says, Father, please forgive me. I mean, this is what a yogi's blessing can do. Okay? Provided the disciple or the devotee has the correct intention in his mind. Okay? Just asking for a blessing without the real desire won't yield any fruit. But look at what happened with Postmasterji. Just Swamiji said blessings, nothing else. And the whole thing got changed. Unimaginably, okay? He himself was shocked, he says. So this is what can happen, Manohar, with the help of yogis, with the help of God, okay? So if you really want that we should get rid of such relationships, there is a way out through devotion, through meditation, and we can achieve that, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Uncle.